started recording, but
All right, here we go.
I just started back up.
All right.
Thanks,
Great.
Todd.
I always forget, always.
Same. So let's see. Can you tell me if you can see my screen?
Yes.
And you should. Oh, I started too far in. Is it presentation view?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's another thing that I'm not very proficient at sometimes. So just give me one moment. Excuse me. So as I said, we're at our Summer Scholars Orientation, and quite a few things that we're going to talk about. So who are the Summer Scholars and what's the big picture surrounding this experience? What are the different components that make up Summer Scholars? How you're evaluated during this process and the levels of support that you receive. Our goals for you in making the transition from high school student to college student. Then you'll go into cohort presentations. That's where you'll go into breakout rooms to meet with your assistant directors, also known as your EOF advisors, have a presentation from financial aid, then talk about next steps and answer any questions that you may have. So who are the Summer Scholars? The Summer Scholars this year are made up of students from EOF, the Educational Opportunity Fund, as well as Cooperman College Scholars. And so we do have some students who are in both of those groups. All right, so we're represented by 93 students this year. And so that's a pretty large group of us, but we're all gonna find ways to connect to each other, learn from each other, and engage and have a great time while we do that. I'd like to take a moment to have the staff introduce themselves and also offer you a word of welcome. So we'll start with Mr. McCrary.
Hi, I'm Todd McCrary, the Associate Director for the Education Opportunity Fund program, and welcome to you all.
My name is Ms. Kim Quick, and I'm one of the Assistant Directors for the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and I'm so excited that you all are here, and I can't wait to get to know you a little bit better. Welcome.
Hello all, my name is John Marshall, Mr. Marshall. I am an Assistant Director for the Schools of Nursing, Health and Exercise Science, Schools of Science, and the School of Engineering, and I'm looking forward to working with y'all, all half of y'all.
Good morning, my name is Kyrie Tillman. I am one of the assistant directors for the EOF program here. I work with the School of Business, School of Education, and Arts and Communication. So if you're in one of those majors, you'll be assigned to me. And I am also excited to work with you guys and speak with you guys very soon. So it's going to be a good day.
And good morning, everyone. My name is Sylvia Speed. I am the administrative specialist here at the EOF program. I want to say welcome to you all. Welcome to the program. I am excited to be here and excited for you all to be here. So any questions or any concerns that you may have, you have a great group. This is a great team. So welcome to you all again.
Thank you all. And a few people who aren't here, who weren't able to be here today, Mr. Jamal Johnson, he is our Cooperman liaison. So those students who are in the Cooperman College Scholars Program, you've probably heard from him by this point. If you have not, you will quite soon. And he will be your liaison or the point person for all things related to Cooperman. Then we also have two folks who are called our Virtual Activities and Engagement Coordinator. And so those are the people who are going to work with you during our workshops and our morning check-ins to ensure that you are prepared and ready to go each day. And also with the workshops that you're getting the additional connections that we expect you to have. Then we also have a team of program assistants. We call them PAs. Those are our student staff. And those are students who are in EOF and or TCNJ students who are prepared to help you through tutoring, through just getting you acclimated to the college. So they are here to share their experience with you and also their knowledge base. So why, excuse me, why Summer Scholars? So there are quite a few reasons for this program. The main thing that you need to know is that our goal for this summer is to offer you students who are highly motivated, who are capable, who are able to get things done. we want to offer you an opportunity to start your transition to college. And so it's common knowledge that transitioning to college is challenging. Regardless of what anybody may tell you or how prepared you might think you are, it's going to be challenging. Not impossible, but challenging. And so to that end, we want to make sure that we work with you to support you as you're developing the necessary skills in this transition, such as personal development, emotional intelligence, time management, also engage you in career exploration and community building with your peers. All right. So you're going to take courses this summer. You'll earn units toward graduation. So you're really starting ahead of the game. And so you'll start in the fall knowing and also having achieved the academic expectations of the college. So that is what our goal is during the Summer Scholars Program. Hopefully that's also your goal. You may also have some other goals associated with that. And so you'll have an opportunity to explore those as you talk with your assistant director throughout the summer.
All right, so just to talk to you guys a little bit about expectations for our summer program and moving forward, there are 4 areas that we want you to be mindful of before you guys start. So we have attendance and timeliness. You know, we do expect you guys to be not only logged in at the times designated on your schedule, but be ready to participate and have a positive attitude so we can support you guys. Engagement and participation, and we have academic rigor and success is going to be challenging, but we expect it to be challenging and to meet that challenge and be successful. You should expect the summer program to be hard, but in no way is it going to be impossible. We have a full staff and team here who are very excited and very willing to work with you guys and push you guys. And our job here is to make sure that you're exposed to all the resources on campus and to show you how to use them to your advantage. That being said, we've crafted a summer schedule which includes several different activities that will set you up for success before you enter TCNJ in the fall. So our summer program is crafted in a way that are really going to give you the tools that you need. It does look a little busy. It looks overwhelming. I know you guys see a lot of different colors, but I assure you that it's not going to be as bad as it looks. There's a few things I wanted to point out on this sample schedule. Our goal was to replicate our traditional summer program, which is in person usually, but we do understand that it's going to be a remote environment. So we're going to keep that in mind as we move forward. But our goal is to give you that same experience as if you were going to be here in person. The first week, specifically the first day, will be different. Each week thereafter will be basically the same as if you were here in person. You're going to receive your schedule on the first day. Included with the schedule will be an explanation of each modality for each particular class, activity, or event. For example, it will indicate if your class is hosted on Zoom or Google Meet and how to access your tutoring sessions. With that being said, let's take a look at week 2 as that best reflects each week that you're going to be participating throughout the summer program. Each day, the first item you're going to see is going to be in green. Those are going to be our morning check-ins. Each day, you're going to meet with our virtual engagement and activities coordinator. And that's going to be about a half hour each morning to get you guys ready, to get the juices flowing and get you guys prepared to tackle the day. There are going to be additional green items towards the end of each day, and those are going to show up as workshops on Mondays and Thursdays, which are mandatory for all students. So you do have to show up to those green sections at the bottom of the day. The items in blue are going to be your courses. So these are going to be your academic classes that you're going to take part in throughout the summer. Everyone will take part in a race, class, and gender course between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Students who are identified as needing additional assistance with their writing will participate in the writing studio course. So that's going to be a course that's going to help you guys get your writing up to speed and up to par so you guys can accept the challenge.
Mr. Tillman, I just want to step in for 1 second. From the time of the preparation of the first schedule you saw, some of the times have changed a little bit. So while he's mentioning times, the schedule you'll receive will have the specific times that you need to be in each place. So for the purposes of this presentation, don't pay so much attention to the times, but you will have a schedule that outlines the specific times more clearly.
Thank you for that, Dr. Harris. So we looked at green, we looked at blue. In orange, that's going to be your tutoring that's going to be showed. Tutoring is mandatory, but be mindful that it is by appointment. So what that means is not everyone will be in tutoring at the same time. You will have 1 hour of tutoring scheduled during the week. You will maintain that same time for the duration of the summer program with the same tutor. Each of you will be required to meet with a tutor, and you will have a specific appointment time for your tutoring. The items in black are not required for students. So as you can see in the middle of the day, there's a black spot on your schedule. So we've included a lunch break, but obviously we can't mandate that you eat lunch. This is your time to use as you see fit, you know, take a break, stretch, go for a walk. We do hope that you eat lunch at some point. On Wednesdays, there will also be workshops that are not required. Those workshops are offered in collaboration with another school's summer program. They would like to welcome you to share what they are doing, but since we don't control their schedule, we aren't mandating that you have to participate in that. And this is just in the final 2 weeks of their summer program. As you can see, we still have those same colors highlighted in green, blue, orange, and black. So please become familiar with it. You will receive an updated schedule closer to the start, so you can look out for that. So we looked at the schedule. This is another way that you can view what the program is made up of in terms of your academic, social, personal engagement, your courses, tutorings, and meetings, as well as workshops. We provide your course text and your summer readings text. Also, we will reach out to those of you who stated that you might have any technology needs or concerns, and we will support you with that. By June 26th, you all will receive a package which includes all of your course materials, binders, papers, USB sticks, backpacks, etc. Things to make sure you guys are ready to start the summer program and the fall semester with the things that you need. Please spend some time becoming familiar with these online platforms. So Google Meets, Zoom, Canvas. We suggest you do that before the start of the summer program. So any questions you have, you can ask, and you can get those technology kinks out before we start, so we can ensure a smooth transition to our program. As I mentioned on the previous slide, you would take a race, class, and gender course. You will also take a foundations of success, and as necessary, participate in the writing studio, which is going to give you some help on your writing. You will receive tutoring. Oftentimes, students don't think that they need tutoring, and you're kind of hesitant or reluctant to do so. We strongly suggest that it's for everybody. We do want you to take part in it. And if you feel like it's something you're hesitant to do, just think of it as a way to showcase what you know. And it might be even a chance for you to support other students. Each of your instructors will offer office hours. That is a time you will have virtual visits with your professors for the courses that you're going to be taking to discuss the course and clarify your understandings. They expect to meet with you, so use that time wisely. We strongly encourage that. Use it wisely. This is a good time because our professors want to meet you. They want to work with you. And if you could build a relationship with them now, you might have a class with some of them going forward, and that will be to your benefit. The same is true for your assistant directors. We really want to get to know you over the summer. So please be open with us, connect with us, and we will do the same with you.
As we look at these student success indicators, you see in blue the preparation, effort, and academic outcomes. This summer is going to be very impactful for you. And while we expect a lot from the summer program students, we have a capable, knowledgeable, professional team who will work with you throughout the summer to make sure you're being successful. The staff and faculty meet regularly during the summer to discuss student progress and how to best help students who may not be doing as well. We have a review process in which we evaluate students' performance based on their preparation, their effort, and academic engagement. Regarding preparation, we evaluate if you're completing tasks fully and on time. Also, how well you understand the new material presented to you, and are you participating in tutoring sessions? In regards to effort, are you making the attempt to integrate what you're learning? Do you arrive at tutoring with questions? Are you grappling with the material presented? Are you asking questions to clarify your understanding? And the academic outcomes, what are the results of your preparation and effort? Have you used all resources available to you? How would your faculty assess your progress this summer? These are all the questions that you need to keep in the back of your mind this summer as you move through the program and challenge yourself. SPARC, Summer Program Academic Review Committee. As you're considering how to make the most of the summer program, we'll be evaluating how you're making the most of the summer program. To that end, we have what's called SPARC, the Summer Program Academic Review Committee. The purpose of the SPARC process is to evaluate and provide support. We meet as committed staff and faculty to identify students who are not transitioning well or not meeting academic requirements. We look at your academic outcomes that point to your efforts and your preparation, and we make a decision about your ability to complete the summer program successfully. Our goal is to make sure everyone successfully completes the summer program. So if we find that you're doing yourself more harm than good, we will discuss that with you and outline improvement measures that you can take. If you then do not show improvement, unfortunately, you will be asked to leave the summer program.
Now, I know the SPARC process may sound a little intimidating, but it's in place to ensure you really get through the summer program. Our goal is not to dismiss anyone from the program. So imagine, let's say you're going through your regular semester in high school, and the semester's going on along, and you're having some challenges, but you don't know. You don't really know until the very end when it's time to take the step or transition to the next level. How devastating would that be, right? To find out like, wow, I wasn't doing as well as I thought I was. I wish somebody would have discussed this with me sooner. And so that's what the SPARC program is to make sure that you are moving along and you are excelling in order to be ready when you come into the fall. So what's the alternative? Well, the alternative is for you to give us reason to celebrate you at our culminating event called the closing ceremony on July 28th. This is where you can finally let your hair down, if you have any. You can smile, you can laugh, and have that sigh of relief saying, wow, I did it. This is where we take the time to celebrate your achievements over the summer and really give you the opportunity to reflect on how much you've grown and how far you've come. You will probably be surprised at how dedicated and committed you were during this process. So now let's talk about transition. Making the transition. So this is a quote that we like from Nikki Giovanni. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to actually read the quote. But as I read, I would like for you to process the words and think about what comes to mind for you. A lot of people resist transition and therefore never allow themselves to enjoy who they are. Embrace the change, no matter what it is. Once you do, you can learn about the new world you're in and take advantage of it. So I'm going to give you just a second, maybe two, just to kind of think about that. And what words pop out for you? And if there's anyone that is ready to show a little bit of bravery and courage, put something in the chat. Team, if you guys can monitor the chat just in case if anything comes in. Well, the word that stands out for me is change. Change is huge. Change is inevitable and can be scary. We know this will be a really big change for each and every one of you. Yep, you and you. Yep, I'm looking right at you, right? It's going to be a change for everyone, parents too, right? But we want you to embrace it and all that comes with becoming that college version of yourself. It's going to be a new world with lots of new opportunities. But guess what? Our EOF team will be right by your side as you walk along this journey. And it all starts right here at the summer program. Woo, communication. So with that said, in order for us to walk along this journey with you, we need you to let us know what's happening. We need to know what's going on. We need to know what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And we've been doing this for some time now. And there is nothing that you can say that we have not heard. At least I don't think so. We've heard it all. And guess what? We've worked through it all. And that's what we're here for, to really support you. So again, we need you to communicate with us. There's a saying, closed mouths don't get fed. Has anyone ever heard of that saying? Come on, let me see some more brave souls, and let's put something in the chat if you've heard of it. Yes? Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, someone unmuted themselves. Yay! That gives me the green light. So can someone just kind of unmute themselves and just say what you think that means?
Yeah, I think
go ahead.
I wanted to say what that saying means is if you don't take the opportunity, you're not going to get one.
Okay, that's definitely part of it. Okay, thank you for that. Anybody else?
I think the saying means if you don't put yourself out there and be your own advocate, then nothing will ever come your way because you're not speaking up for yourself or anything.
Oh my goodness, scholars fits you guys right here. You guys are already sounding like awesome scholars. Yes, what you've actually said is all a big part of it. Absolutely. And so it fully means if you don't ask for what you want, you can't expect to get it, right? We are not mind readers and we don't attempt to be, and technology really hasn't gotten us there yet, where we can kind of just stand next to you or, see you through Zoom and say, oh, David is feeling and thinking this. This is what David needs right now. No, we're not there yet. With that said, we need you to really communicate what your needs are and what your wants are, right? And we don't want to make any assumptions ever. Somebody has a hand up?
Yeah, I was going to say that when I look at it, I just look at, if you don't communicate, then you won't have anything to stand out. And as an individual, standing out is something really, really important.
Yeah, standing out is important. And we're hoping to see each and every one of you shine as you go through this, through the summer program for sure, but even as you come on as TCNJ EOF scholars for the next 4 years. And each and every one of you will stand out in your own individualistic way. So thank you for all of my brave scholars. I'm already excited. You got me amped up. All right, and so hashtag read your email. I think this was created by our wonderful director, Dr. Harris, because students were not reading their emails and they were really missing big opportunities. I'm talking opportunities to get summer courses for EOF to actually pay for those courses. Sometimes we wanted to recommend students for scholarships and they would not respond with the information that we needed. And sometimes they would say, oh, I didn't see my email. Well, did you read your email? Oh, no, I didn't. I was busy. Yeah. So the official method of communication at TCNJ is your TCNJ email. You know what? I'm going to pause again because I like participation and I like to know who's present in the room. So please unmute yourself and tell me what, in your words, what does that mean to you? The official method of communication at TCNJ is the TCNJ email. Nobody wants to take a stab at that one?
I can go. Well, school I went to, because I went to St. Benedict's Prep, if anyone knows what that is.
Okay.
We use the email all the time, so I always check my email every single day. So it's something that I've learned throughout my 4 years in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more like it's a responsibility to know what's going on. If you don't read your email, then it's on you if you don't know lines and whatever information.
Right, exactly. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And so we will not be sending anything. TCNJ will not be conducting college business with you through your personal email. So I don't care if you have a Hotmail, a Gmail, a Bmail, a .net, it's not happening. You want to know what's going on? You want to access the messages? You have to check your TCNJ email. All right. Again, we will not correspond with you using your personal email account, because the official method of communication at TCNJ is TCNJ email. And I know I've been a soft soul this whole time, but this is something I am definitely more rigorous about, because it is a must. So please do me a favor. If anyone does not know what their TCNJ email is, you don't know if you have one, you can't access it, please take a moment and just put your name in the chat so we can help you with that immediately. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to one of my awesome coworkers, Mr. Marshall. He's almost more awesome than me, but he's not quite there yet.
Kim, I didn't want to do this in front of the students, but I guess we're going to go ahead and start this. Everybody, I am way more awesome than Ms. Quick, and so are my students.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no. No. Where are my HSS? No. Hold up. Can I just hear a little noise from my HSS students? Sociology, psychology, English, political science, criminology. Come on. Can I get something?
Can I please just get my STEM students, my science, my school of science, my engineering, my nursing, health, exercise science? Can y'all put some ones in the chat real quick?
I wanted to hear some noise. Yes, that's what I'm here. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
I don't know if y'all checked that chat.
Yes, sir. Engineering.
Y'all see what that looks like? Y'all see greatness right there.
Love you, Marsh.
So I want you all to remember that you're all great. It just so happens that my students tend to be the greatest.
I doubt it.
So hello again, everyone, Mr. Marshall. And I just wanted to talk about some of the super important things that a lot of you need to do moving forward during the summer program and before the school year starts. So I'm going to briefly discuss some very important documents that you all need to turn in. There's a financial aid portion that I'm not going to go over. We have somebody from the financial aid office here with us today. But number one, those financial aid documents are by far and away the most important documents. So do everything that is required of you to get that financial aid information in. Because with that, you definitely are not a part of this summer program or the EOF program. So make sure you get that in, and she'll go over that in more depth. Next slide. So the next important thing is that you all have to turn in your required health documents, and they're due by July 15th. These documents are super important because next semester we are going to be in person. We're going back to some form of normal. It's going to be a new normal, but it's normal. So you have to make sure that you get all those documents into your online wellness link by July 15th. If you have any issues with that, you can reach out to the health services email that you've been receiving messages from, and you can ask them how to go about getting certain things. But those documents as well are super important, because without those, you can't start next semester. And if you need some additional help, please make sure to let your respective assistant director know. Your assistant directors are also known as your EOF advisors or counselors, but you know, you'll start hearing some terms like that thrown around by different areas, but we refer to ourselves as assistant directors. And the last piece, TCNJ will automatically sign you up for student health insurance. You have to go in and decline that health insurance. But you can only decline that health insurance if you are covered by your parents or in some other way. The reason for this is everybody is required to have health insurance in New Jersey, and EOF does not cover this health insurance cost. I know in the past it was $1,800. I think moving forward, it might be around $2,000. I don't know many people who got $2,000 just sitting around in their bank accounts. I definitely don't know any EOF students who have $2,000 just sitting around. So make sure if you're covered by your parents, if you're covered by NJ Family Care, you go in and you upload that information, and you do it sooner rather than later, because sometimes with NJ Family Care, they have issues verifying that insurance, and it takes a little bit longer, and you have to do some additional things. With that said, for those of you who do not have health insurance, you can sign up for NJ Family Care. It takes a while sometimes. I do or have heard of this trick on how to get it a little bit quicker. So if you think you're going to sign up for NJ Family Care, you can shoot myself an email or email to eofp@tcnj.edu. Because you've been receiving a lot of emails from them, and we can go over the process of how to sign yourself up for NJ Family Care. Because if you're turning 18 and you were on your family's NJ Family Care, they are going to most likely kick you off, and you'll have to sign up for your own. So get that process started now. Again, the reason for this is we're trying to save you $2,000. It's expensive if you leave that health insurance on your account. But if you have any questions, you can directly reach out to student accounts at tcnj.edu or call that phone number for United Healthcare Customer Service. You declined, you should have received an email from them already that tells you how to decline, but if not, email student accounts at tcnj.edu and they'll explain the process. Welcome.
Just before we do the 3 questions, the assistant directors, I have a direct message from Al Shakir Drake. I'm not sure whose student he is, but we have we have a theme of being on track, and he's literally on track. He's running track right now. And so he sent a message. I told him to reach out to you, John, to get some information. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. 3 questions. I know this was a lot of information, and in a few minutes, you'll have an opportunity to meet with your EOF advisor / assistant director as we send you into the breakout rooms for their presentations. But before we do that, I'll take 3 questions from the chat, and I won't count the one that Mr. Marshall just answered about declining the health insurance. As he mentioned, you should have gotten an email for that, or you could email student accounts to decline the health insurance. 3 questions in the chat. No questions in the chat. I don't see any. I see a lot of 1s and CS and 111. Comp science. All right. For your presentations, you're going to, oh wait, I see 2 new messages now. 1 second. Let's go back to the Is there a way to work around the schedule if we have a job? The only workaround that I'm aware of is if your job or employment is outside of your classes and tutoring. So you would have to fulfill what's on the schedule prior to going to work. So chances are, if you work at night or super early in the morning, graveyard shift, you have a better chance of doing your work, but then you might, compromise your academics. But we're not going to adjust the summer schedule for a job. Why do I email to let, who do I email to let know my graduation date? Email your assistant director, and you should know who he or she is when we break out into the room. You, email them to let them know your graduation date. You are getting the summer reading book. It'll be either available at the pickup on the 17th, or we'll see to it that it arrives at your mailing address. But EOF will purchase the summer reading book. Please do not purchase the summer reading book. We will not reimburse students. So if you do purchase the summer reading book, that was your contribution to whomever's collecting that money. But EOF will purchase the summer reading book. And even during the pandemic, we've done a pretty good job of getting the summer reading book to the students in time for the reading. Question. I'll take this one since it's the last one. Orientation in July, online and optional. In person, will EOF classes still be on those days? We typically work with students who are going to the orientation. Is it Davia? Please make sure you reach out to your assistant director as we get closer to those dates and discuss orientation. We'll have a plan in place, but I want to make sure you reach out to your assistant director and see how our plan meshes up with yours, lines up with yours. We want you to go to orientation. We find it beneficial, but we need to visit that later. All right, so those were the questions in the chat, and now cohort presentations. You're going to be placed into breakout rooms. You've been pre-assigned to a room, and you will automatically be directed there. Toward the end of the day,
Mr. McCray, I'm going to.
Oh no, you're not.
Really quickly.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Yeah, we decided to change that.
Yeah, I got it. So I want you to look at the screen and go to the room that matches your school. If you see breakout room 1, Mr. Marshall with science, engineering, and nursing. Breakout room number 2, Ms. Quick, humanities and social sciences, and all undeclared students, non-EOF Cooperman, but undeclared and you do not have a school affiliation. If you have a school affiliation, then you're going to breakout room 1, 2, or 3 according to that school. If you're undeclared with no school affiliation, you're going to breakout room number 2. Breakout room number 3, Mr. Tillman, School of Arts and Communication, School of Business, and the School of Education. Special ed English, you should go to breakout room number 3. Special ed English, you should go to breakout room number 3. And that was the only question I saw in the chat according to the breakout room. So we're going to go to our breakout rooms in just a few seconds. Breakout room 1, Mr. Marshall, 2, Ms. Quick, and 3, Mr. Tillman. Make sure you know your school so that you can connect to the correct breakout room. Are you with me? Thumbs up. You with me? Hello. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. I'm going to put my thumb up because I'm with me. All right.
All right. I'm going to open up the rooms now.
Excuse me?
Yes.
I'm about to get ready to run because I'm at a state track meet. Do you mind if I leave?
Al-Shakir, please log off and do well at your track meet. We'll be in touch with you.
Okay, thank you so much.
I already told you don't drop the baton.
Well. Thank you. I'm not.
Now you got your phone in the baton. Come on.
Refocus.
Okay, thank you. See you later.
All right.
Y'all, I was talking and didn't realize I was muted. That's funny.
Do we need to stop recording at this point? Or pause?
Excuse me?
Yes.
It's not, I don't know how to join the breakout room. Like, it's not like, letting me or anything.
Okay.
Did you sign in with your TCNJ email?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Are you on your phone or computer?
My computer.
Okay, so do you see breakout rooms on the bottom?
No.
If you don't have your screen full screen, try to make it full screen or hit the more button.
Okay, yeah.
And then, okay, now click on breakout rooms.
It's still not there.
What?
The breakout room.
There.
Yeah.
You clicked on breakout rooms?
No, like I don't even see a button for it.
Okay, well, then we will have to assign you. What's your major?
Biology.
And who's talking? 'Cause there's a couple other people with the same problem.
Me, I'm pressing breakout room, but it's not letting me go in.
What's your name?
It says breakout room process. Anna.
I also don't have it either.
Maisha, what school are you?
Are you?
School of Science, biology.
Are all the assistant directors in their breakout room? Could they let them in? No.
No, but we can assign them to it. So I'll assign her to the breakout room if you haven't already, Dr. Harris.
No, I was trying to find
I don't see her.
Okay. Is she School of Science?
Yeah, there she goes. I got her.
Yeah.
And Anna, what's your school?
School of Education.
Who else is without a breakout room or can't get in?
I am.
Mike.
Who say your name, please?
Michael.
Michael, what school?
School of Science.
School of Science, you said?
I just put him in Mr. Marshall's.
Oh, okay, great.
Christopher, I have a question. I was placed in physics major, but I want to switch to undeclared. Should I go to the breakout room for the undecided major, or should I go to the science breakout room? Christopher, if you're going to be undeclared with no school, I'm going to place you in Miss Quick's room. Christopher, are you saying undeclared, no school? Or undeclared science? I'm going to assign you to Mr. Marshall, and you guys can sort that out, Christopher. Ronnie, you should go to breakout room number 1. Dylan Wade, you should go to engineering. I'll get you to engineering.
I'll put them in. Oh, you got it. Okay. Let me see. I don't know what Ari's last name is, but.
Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody sent a text message to block my screen. Brianna Peralta, School of Business. I'll put you with Mr. Tillman.
Rachel, undeclared, no school. I will move you to Miss Quick.
UT, School of Science. I'll put you with Mr. Marshall. Somebody already did, I guess. Patel?
Yeah, she's good.
All right. Okay.
Okay, they're all done.
And Nisa? She's good. All right, everybody's done.
Nahida.
Oh, Nahida, I didn't see that one.
Nahida, what school? She just popped in. She was probably in the wrong school. What school are you affiliated with?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Nahida.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. Were you asking me what school I'm affiliated with?
Yes.
Oh, I'm in the School of Business. I was just in the breakout room, but I had to leave because I'm also like doing another program right now for Upward Bound, and I'm there right now, and I'm trying to do it at the same time.
Did you tell them that you needed to do orientation for EOF?
I was gonna tell her right now.
Okay, tell her right now. I'm sure she'll release you to do this.
Okay.
All right. Nahida, in the meantime, I'm going to move you back to School of Business.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Harris, I forgot
Yes.
the title to that grad student that's going to help in the summer.
The one from Wilmington?
Delaware? I forgot the name of the school and the exact title. Is it
Wilmington University? I don't know that they have an exact title, actually.
No, that's fine. I can.
Grad assistant, I guess that works well.
What's it called? What'd you call it?
I'm saying grad assistant, even though technically that's not it, because TCNJ grad assistants get paid.
Yeah, I was trying to stay away from that term. I think they sent something. I'm going to look it up now. I just couldn't remember if it was Dell State or Wilmington University. I couldn't remember.
It's Wilmington.
Okay. Because John has 44 students, and I'm going to try to find a way for this Wilmington student to work with John.
Specifically, right?
Field experience student.
Right. That's good. I'm going to take a screenshot of this as a way to capture attendance.
Tyke, are you looking at the breakout rooms?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to stop sharing my screen, actually, so that I can capture that.
Got one more.
Oh, we're still recording. Let me pause it.
And I look forward to working with you and meeting everyone when we return to campus. So my presentation, I am going to give an overview of the financial aid process and really hone in on what it means to be an EOF Promise student the first and second year. And I'm going to give you some tidbits just in advance to what you can expect for your third and fourth year. And so with that, I am going to share my screen. I do need screen access. I don't.
John, you're going to have to make her a host, the host.
Done. Sorry about that.
Thank you, John. Okay. So what I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you a lot of information. I know financial aid can be very, very overwhelming. So I've actually emailed the presentation to Dr. Harris. So she will be sharing this with you. So if you're not taking notes or doing screenshots, you will have the full presentation for you to review as well. So it all starts with the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA. So that's the starting point for all financial aid. And so this is the form that you will file every year. So every October, you're going to file this application and you're going to, it's basically one-stop shopping. So you're applying for federal grants and loans, which you don't need now as far as the loans, your state aid, institutional, credit-based loans, which you don't need your first, second year, and then private outside scholarship. But for federal financial aid, when you apply for the FAFSA, there are two main types of awards that students are eligible for. The first is a grant, which is the federal Pell Grant, which is free money. So for this incoming year, students are eligible, as you can see on the screen, up to about $6,495. That amount will differ for every student in the EOF program because of your family size, income, et cetera. Everyone will be eligible for some form of a federal Pell Grant, which is free money from the federal government that you do not have to repay. Teach Grant is something if anyone was studying to become a teacher, and then that is additional grant dollars that are available to students. When you file the FAFSA, because we live in New Jersey and you're a New Jersey resident, HESA, our state agency known as the New Jersey Higher Education Student Assistance Authority, also receives your FAFSA. Many of you have already been in contact with HESA or submitted documentation to them, but the state of New Jersey is critical for your participation in the EOF program. So the state of New Jersey awards grants and scholarships. The main grant that they award is the tuition aid grant, up to $9,488. And again, the amount that you receive as an EOF student is all relative based on your FAFSA and your eligibility. But everyone in the EOF program must qualify for a tuition aid grant in order to participate in the EOF program, and I'll go into greater detail. In addition to receiving tuition aid grant, every student also receives an EOF award from the state of New Jersey. So our on-campus students receive $1,600. If a student is residing off campus, their award is a little bit less. And then the state of New Jersey also offers the Governor's Urban Scholarship up to $1,000. So these are the main grant programs and scholarships that the state of New Jersey offers. Now, the state of New Jersey sends every student what's called their student eligibility notice electronically. And every student has what's called a HESA or a FAMS portal. This is where you can check your status of your grants. You can answer any additional questions. If HESA requests any additional documents from you before they can verify your state grant, you can upload that information to them as well. And they also have all of their required forms that you can download, okay? So their email is listed, their phone number is listed, and their website. Now, regarding the HESA program, so state residency is crucial for your participation in the EOF Promise program and receiving state funds. So state of New Jersey has a residency policy. So basically, students have to be legal residents of the state for at least 12 consecutive months prior to receiving any money. So that means if everyone is coming in and starting school in the fall, you have to be a resident for at least 12 months prior to that. And your residency is presumed to be that of your parents, okay? So your residency is also dependent on your residency of your parents, if they're also a resident of New Jersey. Now, this slide is crucial. It's discussing the grandfathering policy. And I like to share this because life happens. Families sometimes want to move, parents want to move out of state. But for eligibility for the tuition aid grant program and for New Jersey Aid, I like to let families know this up front, that any student who is receiving state aid, in order to continuing receiving state aid, say if your parent is thinking about, say, moving to Pennsylvania, right, or North Carolina, right? If your parents move out of New Jersey, that will affect your New Jersey aid, okay? So the timing of this is crucial. So basically what their policy states is that a dependent student who receives any payment, meaning we've awarded you state funding, your tuition aid grant, your EOF, right? If your parents decide to move out of New Jersey, okay, the only way you can still be considered for state aid is that you have to stay in New Jersey, the student, and you have to receive at least one payment of your state grants, okay? So all three conditions must be met. And I'll give you a perfect example. My cousin was a student in the EOF program at TCNJ, and her mother was considering moving to North Carolina during the summer before school started. And I explained to her, I said, if you leave now, she will not be eligible for any state aid because you are changing your residency before she's been awarded any financial aid, okay? So I say that to say, if anybody's thinking about moving regarding the parent, please contact our office in the state of New Jersey, and we can make sure you understand how the grandfathering policy works. The timeline for billing and financial aid, TCNJ tuition rates are announced in mid-July. Your EOF financial aid award notifications will not be available until mid to late July. The reason why is that your EOF and your promise funding is based on the tuition rate. So we cannot create your financial aid award until tuition rates are announced. So if you have other students friends that are attending TCNJ and they're not in the EOF program, they say, oh, I've received my financial aid award and you're looking for yours, please be mindful that we have to wait until the tuition rates are announced, so you will not receive your awards probably until a little bit later, okay? And then the billing. So students will receive an email from our Office of Student Accounts to log into your PALS portal to view your bill. There are no paper bills sent to the home by student accounts. Everything is electronic. However, there is a process, students, where you can register up to 3 individuals as an authorized user to receive that bill electronically, okay? So to do that, you will go to the TCNJ website. If you do a basic search and type in authorized user, it will take you to the instructions of how to sign up that individual. So if you want your parent or guardians or someone else to help you with the billing or just to review your information, it's crucial that you do that before the bills are sent out in July. And this is the billing calendar. So to let you know, the initial fall bill Student Accounts is planning to email that to the student on July 27th and to any authorized user that has been signed up prior. So billing occurs on a monthly basis. And so as I stated, if your aid is not in place, you're still going to receive bills. So please monitor your bills, even though you're in the EOF program, so you can understand how the billing process works. Some reasons why you may not receive a financial aid award. If your file with HESA, the state of New Jersey, is incomplete, or if the state has selected you for verification or an audit, if we, the TCNJ Financial Aid Office, is still asking you for documents so we can do your federal verification, or if you're not eligible for the tuition aid grant, okay? These are the three main reasons why you may not receive an award, okay? But as I said before, awards will not be generated until July, but please make sure that any documents that you owe to HESA and or to our office at TCNJ, you submit them so we can finalize your award timely. So verification, pause, to-do list, outstanding documents. So when you log into your pause account, everyone will have a to-do list. This to-do list is not only for the financial aid office. You may see health requirements there. You may see other requirements there from maybe an advisor or whomever, but our office uses this the most. And so this is another way you can verify if you're still have outstanding documents, okay? If there are any documents that are listed here, that means if you click on each link, it will take you to a message. This message basically will tell you what you need to do, whether we are asking you to download a document, go out to a website, etc. Okay? We send weekly emails to you. So it's crucial for our purposes that you at least monitor your emails for financial aid on a weekly basis, especially if you still have outstanding documents. We will email you weekly to remind you that you still have items that we are requesting. And then this is basically a sample email that we have. And then again, your financial aid awards cannot be finalized until we have all of your documents. And this also goes for the state. So if TCNJ, our financial aid office, we've collected everything that we need from you, but you are still missing information with HESA. HESA is still waiting for you to send information to the state. We cannot create your financial aid award. That will hold up the process. So that's how crucial any documentation that we're asking for is needed. So it's very important that you understand, again, it may seem repetitive, but I need to make sure that everyone is aware that you must be approved for the New Jersey tuition aid grant by HESA in order to participate in the EOF program and receive the TCNJ EOF promise grants. Your promise grant is tied to state funding, okay, your first and second year. So New Jersey HESA, again, may ask you for documents. Make sure you give them to them timely. HESA will cancel your tag if you do not respond to their request for additional information, and they do not have an appeal process, okay? HESA will collect documents all throughout the summer, and then their deadline date, I believe, is like September 15th, right? So you have all summer, but you don't want to wait until the last minute before you're moving on campus. You want to make sure that your financial aid is verified and you have your award by the time that you move on to campus. And then HESA, again, will send you emails and you can monitor what you need to submit to them as well. Private scholarships. If anyone is applying for private scholarships, or maybe your high school has an awards night and you're receiving private scholarships, you are required to report them to our office. We have an application process, and on our website and in our emails, we'll let you know how you can report those private scholarships to us. You will receive a temporary credit on your bill. But the key for private scholarships differs because you are an EOF student and your funding is paid for your first and second year. So if you are receiving private scholarships, please let us know as soon as possible so we can check the eligibility for everything that you have. And to give an example, some students receive a scholarship that may be only 1 year. Some private donors, some students always ask, well, since my bill is paid for my first and second year, can they defer that to my third and fourth year? Those are the type of questions that some students have had in the past, but you still have to report your private scholarships to our office. So filling the gap your first and second year as a EOF student, okay? So the FAFSA is crucial. Everyone filed the FAFSA. You are receiving your federal grants, your state grants, and then any balance that typically a student would have to pay. In your case, you do not. The TCNJ Promise Grant is paying that balance for you. So the TCNJ cost of attendance, so you understand how the cost works at TCNJ. Every student has a budget that is comprised of tuition and fees, room and meals, books, transportation, miscellaneous, and personal expenses, okay? Direct costs are considered what you are billed by the college. The college is only billing you for tuition and fees, room and meals, okay? That's what your bill will consist of. The other costs are all indirect costs. You're not billed those items per se, except for your books as an EOF student because the college is paying for your books, okay? So for your first and second year, your financial aid covers your direct costs, which is your tuition and fees, your room and board, and books. That's the only indirect cost that will be paid, okay? And books is defined by anything that is required or mandatory by your professor. So for your first and second year, your aid basically will consist of your federal Pell Grant. From the state of New Jersey, you'll receive your tuition aid grants, your New Jersey EOF grants. If you have any private scholarship, this may vary. And then the TCNJ Promise Grants, okay? So your Promise Grant, again, as I said, is gonna cover your tuition, fees, room and board, and your books. And the meal plan that you have to select for your first and second year is the 19-week meal plan. That's the meal plan that the college will pay for you, okay? Items that are not covered, health insurance. All on-campus students is billed for health insurance, okay? You do have an option to waive the health insurance. So if you have health insurance under your parent, or if you have applied for health insurance through the state, you can use that, but you will be billed health insurance, and the college does have a waiver process where you have to waive out by a certain date, okay? Late fines, parking tickets, those things, okay, are not included or not paid for. So the importance of the New Jersey Tuition Aid Grant, again, if you are approved for TAG by the New Jersey, you're receiving your TAG, your EOF, and your Promise, okay? The Promise, again, pays for your balance, so you do not have to pay anything out of pocket, take out any loans your first 2 years. If your TAG is not approved, this is when you will incur a balance. And then you'll have to come speak to me or someone in our office to figure out, well, I wasn't approved for TAG, or I didn't submit the documents, it was canceled. And then this is when you fall into, I don't want to say our general population, but this is when students have conversations about borrowing for loans, payment plans. You don't want to be in that case, okay? You want to make sure that you submit all of your documents timely so you are in this box here, so you know that everything is covered for you. And again, your books are paid for your first and your second year, okay? Books that are required and or recommended by your professors, okay? And then there are the process about books must be rented. So I'm not gonna go over this entire slide because you'll have that. And then the EOF office staff will help you navigate that process, okay? But there are guidelines for books as well, so make sure you adhere to them, okay? If you're renting books, returning books, that sort of thing, okay? But it's a beautiful thing that the college has made a commitment to this EOF program and to you as students to pay for your books the first and second year. And trust me, once you see how much books cost, you'll be very thankful that this is included in the Promise program. So just some reminders, when you have to select your meal plan for housing, you need to select the 19 meal plan. If you select a different meal plan, you will have to pay the difference, okay? For the EOF Promise students, this is what the college has agreed to pay for, which is the 19 meal plan. Again, health insurance will not be covered. Once you receive your bill and you see that health insurance fee on there, they will let you know where you can go online at the college to waive that health insurance, okay? Typically the deadline is sometime in September, but as soon as you have the bill, if you know you're covered and you don't need to pay for it, by all means, please waive that. And then also there's a minimum units and GPA to receive EOF Promise as a sophomore or your second year, okay? You must have completed at least 6 units, okay? Pass the classes to be classified for 6 units. And although that GPA is listed, that is very much low, that's very low. And so our EOF students are scholars. And so I know everyone will have a GPA that is much higher than a 1.75. But I also like to let you know that there is a GPA requirement moving into your sophomore year. You and your awards and pause, as I stated, this is a sample award for an EOF Promise student. So you can see the Pell is listed, tag, EOF, EOF Promise is listed. And then once you start to order your books, we also add that to your award. So as you can see, for this particular student 1 year, books cost $780 in the fall. So you can see how valuable that this book component is in the EOF Promise program, okay? So the books are always posted to your award because we have to have an accounting for that, and that will appear later in each semester. So I'm going to transition into looking ahead just so you have an idea of how the program does shift for your 3rd and your 4th year, okay? You're still filing your FAFSA, okay? And at the end of your 2nd year, I should have stated earlier, I actually will speak with all of you just to go into greater detail about your 3rd and 4th year. But a lot of students, and I've met actually with a couple of students and parents over the summer, this summer asking me, wanting to know about 3rd and 4th years. So I like to include it just so you have an idea of how it works. But you're still filing your FAFSA. You're still receiving your federal aid, but now loans will be a component if you decide to take them. Your state grant eligibility, and then I'm going to talk about the EOF Incentive Award, and then some students may not have to take out any additional loans due to other options for payment as well. But another thing about the EOF Promise program is that the college has created what's called the TCNJ EOF Incentive Scholarship, okay? This is a way for students entering your 3rd and your 4th year to receive additional free money from the college, okay? And I always tell students, you need to understand and take a screenshot of this because this actually should be one of your goals moving into your 3rd year, okay? And basically all the college is saying, if you meet each line cell by cell, you can receive, say, $5,000, $3,000, and or $500. Okay, so if a student is entering their junior year and they have a cumulative GPA, say of 3.0, and they have earned 16 units, they automatically will receive $5,000 scholarship entering into your 3rd year. Okay, the key for this EOF incentive is that you have to meet each criteria. So if a person has a 3.0, but say they have a 15 units, they drop down to $3,000. Okay. So this is another way you can reduce out-of-pocket cost your 3rd and your 4th year. So your 3rd and your 4th year, your awards basically will look the same, except now you will be eligible for loans, okay? And I'll go over all of that with you during that time. And then what happens, again, your TCNJ EOF incentive, this comes into play your 3rd year. And then if you do have any outstanding balance, even after some of the other aid is applied, some students ask about credit-based options. But we also offer, you can pay out of pocket or installment payment plans. But there are other aid programs available to you outlined in red for your 3rd and your 4th year. But as I stated, I'll go in great detail about this at the end of your sophomore year. Just to give you an idea, every student who fills out the FAFSA you're eligible for what's called a federal direct Stafford loan. And some students have contacted me about this because you may see this on your FAFSA results, but you're not awarded, you don't need your Stafford loan your first and second year, okay? Your Stafford loan comes into play your third and fourth year. So every year you file the FAFSA, your first year and your second, your financial aid pack, your award from the government will say you're eligible for a federal direct Stafford loan. But just be mindful, because you're in the EOF Promise program, the college is paying for the difference, so you do not have to take out a loan, okay? But loan amounts differ based on the year that you are in school, okay? Whether it's $6,500 or $7,500. There's no book stipend your third and your fourth year, okay? So your books are only paid for your first and your second year. So you'll have a pretty good idea entering your third year on average how much your books cost. So you can start to budget for your books for the third and your fourth year. And then filling the gap alternatives. If you need any additional assistance, that's why we're here. And then that's when we'll go over all of these filling the gap alternatives, whether they be loan dollars or options from our student accounts office your third and fourth year, if you have a balance that you have to pay. TCNJ authorized users, I mentioned this prior, but I want to make emphasis about this again. When school begins in August, okay, there's a federal law called FERPA, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. So you will be in college students, and that means you have privacy for your records. We at the college cannot speak to anyone except you, right? But we know parents play an important process during your college process. They may call to ask questions, ask about your financial aid, ask about your bill. But because of this FERPA law, we cannot communicate specific access to them unless you grant them as an authorized user, okay? So as I stated, every student, all of you have your TCNJ emails, and you can set this process up today if you wanted to. So if you go again and you search on the website for TCNJ authorized users, this is where it will take you. Okay, you will go to students, it will give you the instructions. You can set up to 3 individuals as authorized users. You can select for them to have access to view the bill, to receive the bill, to review your financial aid and your student records and your grades, okay? When anyone calls our office, we ask them, are you an authorized user? And we need your PIN number so we can verify that you have given them access. Okay, and then they also have access. They have a separate login to log into to view your account. Okay, so you create the username for the person, the password, and you check off which access they have. Okay, so if parents are on the line, please do not yell at us if we can't share information with you. This is how important this is, especially for our office, because we have all of your financial information. We do not want to talk to anyone that the student has not authorized. And then this is where we are located. We're located in Green Hall 101. We are there during the summer, except for Fridays. But you can email our office and you can also call us. As I said, my name is Dion Hallbeck. I'm the Associate Director. You'll most likely be meeting with me and then one of my other counterparts in the office. And as I stated, because we are working virtually, if you want to meet with me one-on-one, you can request a phone appointment, or if you want to meet via Zoom, I can schedule that with you as well. But I would just like to welcome you again to the College of New Jersey. Dr. Harris will share the presentation with you. So if you have any additional questions or you forgot what I said, you can have that as a resource. And I wish you the best during your summer program. The EOF staff is wonderful. So I know you are in good hands with everyone. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hallbeck. That was great information. I hope you all took notes. I see that there's a question in the chat. So if you have a couple minutes, go back to our presentation really quickly. Just to go over a couple of final things, our next steps. So you received lots of information today. Hopefully you were taking notes and you've asked questions, and still I know that questions are going to come up. So please document them and reach out where you need to so that you get the answers to your questions. We are going to have a materials pickup day for you next Thursday. Excuse me. That'll be an opportunity for you to pick up the materials you need for your summer program, but also an opportunity to meet us, to engage a little bit, to see each other. In the survey that was sent out, you did sign up for a time. Please arrive during your sign up time. We're trying to keep it as socially distanced as possible, but still have that opportunity to engage and connect. So we really do look forward to seeing you. That's going to be in the education building, room 212. And if you're driving, you're parking in lot 17. The lot will be reserved for you. Okay. Any outstanding paperwork or tasks that you might have, please make sure that you complete them. It's better to do it now rather than waiting. If you have any questions about those things, then reach out to us. Take some time to rest, to enjoy some of the time between finishing high school and starting the summer program, which we know is not a lot. Stay safe, take care of yourselves. Make sure that you're checking your TCNJ email regularly. With financial aid, Ms. Hallbeck mentioned that they do send email weekly regarding missing documents. So get in the habit now of checking your TCNJ email. We're going to send you your Zoom meeting link to your first morning session. So that'll arrive at your TCNJ email. From this point forward, we will not email you at your personal email address. So make sure that you're checking TCNJ email, can't say it enough. We are going to start our first meeting at 7:30 a.m. on Monday, June 28th with our morning check-in. So please be ready. We will see you there. Now, if you have any further questions, we can go over those, but we're really excited to have you all today to talk about the first steps toward graduation. That's essentially what this is, right? You're the class of 2025, and our goal is to get you to that point, to that benchmark and that highlight in your lives of completing in 2025. And so that all starts now with this orientation and as we move into the summer program. So at this point, if you have any questions, please feel free to speak them out or put them in the chat.
Dr. Harris?
Yes.
Our student asked how he can access Ms. Hallback's presentation.
So we are going to post that on our website. I believe you also provided us with a PDF of it, and so we can send that out as well.
I have a question.
Sure.
So me and my sister don't live around TCNJ, and my mom won't be able to take me up there, but my older sister does live up there, and she is a TCNJ alumni. So I wanted to know if she will be able to pick up our books for the EOF summer program.
I'm muted. Send me an email specifying who your sister is and that you give her permission to pick up your items. And she'll just need to show up with an ID so that we know who she is.
Okay. Can you please leave your email in the chat, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just going back through the chat to see if I missed anything. So when the German students do not have a car on campus, who do we reach out for an exception? Yasemin, I believe I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, please correct me. In terms of having a car on campus, reaching out for an exception, I think it depends on what the exception is. So if you send an email to your assistant director, they can better direct you as to what you need to do for that exception, all right? Because it'll really depend on what it is that you're asking for. Are parents invited to join the in-person option for orientation in July? I believe that they do allow parents to attend orientation, so that's fine. And you should receive a bit more information about that, but that would be okay. Maisha, you're asking about materials if you can't show up and if your items can be shipped. In the survey, you should have indicated whether or not you're able to show up on the 17th. So we'll take that information and identify the students who need their items to be mailed to their homes. And so we'll send that to you. So if you put that in the survey, we already have that information. If you did not, then you can send me an email directly. You're welcome. Do we have any other questions? So we started with a check-in to see how you were feeling at the beginning. Let's do another check-in. Just put in the chat how you're feeling now. One word, one phrase. Okay, chill. Still tired, still hungry, probably hungrier. Okay. I like that, determined. Overwhelmed, that's to be expected. That is definitely to be expected. Okay, overwhelmed but more informed, great. If you haven't noticed, there's usually a little bit of a rivalry between the cohorts, not necessarily the students, but our assistant directors. There's a bit of a rivalry about who has the better group. But as director, I mean, I know that you're all great and wonderful and that you are here to do great things. So we're really excited about that. So the students are starting in on this rivalry too. All right. Okay, so some people are still nervous, overwhelmed, but for the most part feeling informed, and you have at least enough information to get started, right? So there'll be a bit more information coming your way over the next few weeks. If you have any questions at all, please make sure you reach out. There is no stupid question. Reach out and ask. We are expecting that there's probably a lot that you don't know. So we are expecting your questions. So make sure that you ask them. If Mr. McCrary, Ms. Quick, Mr. Marshall, Mr. Tillman have any final comments, then you are welcome to it. And then we'll.
Nope.
Just I'm just point your attention to our website, the EOF website at TCNJ. Please take a look at the website. Some questions you ask could be answered from there. Just in case you missed somebody's email address, it's there. And there's a lot of information on that website. Please check it out if you haven't already done so.
And I just posted the website in the chat.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
No problem. Also wanted to just say that I find how adorable it is that Miss Quick's students are already delusional and feeding into her delusions. But you know, that's basically it. My group is always the best group. That's just why we are the biggest group, but that's okay.
Yeah, but we're in the biggest school. Remember, HSS students, we have the largest school with the most majors. So, and we have those critical thinking abilities, problem solving, those transferable skills that we can take anywhere. Woohoo!
Anyway, Team Tillman know what it is. Whoop-de-woo. I just want to thank you guys for being here. I'm excited to work with you all during the summer in the next 4 years. So I think it'll be a good time. So take the next few weeks, take care of yourselves, and I can't wait to see you guys.
All right, if there's nothing further, then that is the end of our orientation.
Mr. Tillman, can you stick around for a second?
Soon.
Okay.
You're welcome. You are all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank all of you for being great students and choosing TCNJ and choosing to become part of our family. It's going to be a fun year.
Indeed.
Is Hainsley Peralta part of the Peraltas that we've already had?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard.
I think Jamir Stanley, I wonder if that's Amaria's relative. Amaria Stanley. Jamir, are you related to Amaria?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Okay. I have a question because I did join late. I was having connection issues. What did y'all talk about at the beginning? Because I wasn't here for like good 30 to an hour because